Wait, I need to check on my laptop if we're live. I didn't want to go into a starting screen. I'm too lazy to do that. Okay, there we go. I think, well, yeah, we're perfectly good. Okay, we're doing.
Is that better than normal good?
Yeah, that's amazing. We're doing our top 5 anime villains list here. Lists quickly made, well, for me today, Bluxy also today, Jacob like 3 years ago or something, I'm not too sure. So you've probably thought about it more than we have. But yeah, I'm joined by Bluxy and Red Gecko, also known as Jacob, as you can see on the screen.
Hello.
Did you guys have a tough time making this list, or not?
So we're joined by Bluxy Red and Andrew, also known as Cyb.
It's a great answer, Jacob. Thank you.
I hated answering what a villain was.
Answering it, yeah. To be fair, it's pretty difficult because like, um, there's like a lot of characters that end up doing evil in the attempt of doing good and that kind of stuff. So
I'm trying to avoid going into mixing villains and antagonists because if we do, we won't have, that topic later.
yeah, okay. Well, um, that should be that. Do we have any honorable mentions? Maybe from you, Red Gokka.
Yeah, so Scotty messaged me in DMs, so no one can confirm except for him and me. He really likes Frieza from Dragon Ball Z. Uh, and he hates the one in Abridged.
He hates the one in
Um,
Abridged.
yeah, he hates that one. Um, the main thing Frieza does in the show is basically be an evil dictator. In the sort of first main arc, I would say. I count the Saiyan story as part of the Frieza story because it's all about space aliens and shit. Um, but if you want to count them separately, he's part of the second arc. Doesn't really do much himself, but he orders people around. As for my personal honorable mention, I only sort of have one, and I don't actually remember the name, but it's the main villain from Erased, which is a mystery show.
Is that a horror show?
So I guess it's both. But point is, since it's a mystery who the villain is, I shouldn't reveal the name regardless. But let's just say that this villain does a lot of quite twisted shit in order to achieve their goal.
Wait, so if the villain is a mystery, we should hide the person.
I,
We just say
I
it
mean,
like the villain in the show.
since it's an honorable mention, I feel like that's fine. Otherwise, we can be a bit more specific.
Well, like I have like a mystery show that has a villain, and I wanna and in my top 5, they're they're in my top 5. So should I like mention who it is, or should I just say the villain of this show?
Okay, just if it ruins the entire show in your opinion, just say like give them just call them the villain of the show or use like a synonym or something like an alias that they might use, like this ex murderer or something.
I'm just thinking about whether it spoils a lot or not.
Yeah,
Um,
well, I
well, I'll ask Bluxy actually. Do you think I should mention the evil character from When They Cry?
Yes,
That's fine. I can say the name.
I think it'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'll mention it later then.
Igarashi is a shorthand for other people who might not have seen the show.
Yeah, Higurashi is another name for it. So what was that? Was that your honorable mentions done?
Yeah, basically.
All right, we can go over to Black Sea if you have one.
I have no honorable mentions.
Okay, that's understandable. Do I have an honorable mention? Wait, I'm gonna see if I can make up one
No,
really quickly.
no, Andrew, you don't get to ask yourself. I'm asking, do you have an honorable mention?
Uh, there's this one character, right? They're just really, really cool. That's the only way I can describe them. Like, they're just really cool. Do you know which character that is? No?
No.
They're really, really cool.
As
Like
an
they're
honorable mention.
they're really cool.
Really cool.
They're really cool.
I know. It's Dr. Doofenshmirtz, isn't it?
No, they're like really cool, and they're also from Dragon Ball Z, but they're like really cool.
I have no way to know this then.
Bro, that's ice cold. I heard his brother's called Frieza.
No,
I-
I have them right here, Andrew. I know why it's Dr. Doofenshmirtz. It's here. That's a 17-second clip.
No, my honorable mention, I guess I don't really have one, but I just wanna give him an honorable mention. I suppose is Cooler, which is Frieza's brother, simply superior in every way, and he has a cool transformation. As for a character, not too in depth because they only have like a standalone movie, really. Well, a second one as well, but that one's really bad. And the movie is not
I was
that great
kind
either.
of going to comment about you saying superior in every way, but then you specified not character-wise.
Oh yeah, not character-wise. They just look cooler.
Yeah,
Hence the name.
and also has cooler abilities. But yeah,
Yeah, they have
I've
some
thought
cool
of
stuff.
I've thought up an honourable mention.
Oh yeah.
You know, the character that Connor from CWA plays. They are my honourable mention. I don't remember their name. I should actually check.
oh, you mean evil white-haired elf man from
Yes.
show? I don't even know I can't remember. Spirit Chronicles, is it called something like that?
Yes, it is.
Me and Andrew are watching it very slowly together. I think we watched 6 episodes, maybe. Not really.
Yeah, not sure to be honest.
Not,
We watched
not,
a amount of episodes.
He's not done that much evil stuff yet. He's just sort of gone around talking to people and smiling slightly creepily.
He has done nothing good, but purely because Connor played him, that makes him amazing.
I put.
Yeah, and mentioning CWA will just increase the search engine optimization for this video.
Honestly, true.
Oh yeah.
I
Purely intentional.
put Cooler in the chat, by the way. You can see
Yeah.
Cooler right there. Look, doesn't he look cool?
Well, that's his full form, but it's not the form you usually see him in, to be fair.
Feels like he'd be a poison type Pokemon.
Poison type Pokemon. He does kind of look like that, doesn't he?
Poison ground. Or poison insect.
That's our honorable mentions done. Though from what it seems like they were not that honorable. Jacob, what is your number 5?
My number 5, the character known as Lelouch Vibetrania from the show Code Geass.
Can you type that in the chat, bro?
Sure.
So the main character from Code Geass, yes?
Yeah. Just do that, otherwise it'd be too long to fit in the thing.
Oh yeah. Okay. I haven't seen Code Geass, so you can blabber
Yeah.
out.
So yeah, this is the main character. We follow him, and he starts off the show by making people die, and then he follows that up by theft, grand theft auto to be specific. If we would charge him with modern day crimes, yeah, we follow him. He has justifiable reasons for almost everything he does, which is why he's so far down on my list. And he's mainly up here because he's a good character, in my opinion. But he still has done some evil shit. Some by accident, some by intentionally doing them. Usually for what he considers to be the greater good, although his morals are kind of flaky at times. So yeah. He drives the plot forward as both the our protagonist, but also as our main sort of force for change, I would say. And the most evil thing he did was making a peaceful activist basically become a mass murderer to further his goals. And yeah, I don't think I'll elaborate on that much because it's a great show and you should watch it. But yeah, basically every episode he does something at least debatably evil and usually much worse.
Okay. Did you would you say Lelouch is like the best, if not like top two characters of the show, like kind of carrying the show, if you will?
Yeah, I have a personal favorite, which is another character. Um,
Yeah.
but I would say, in terms of quality of character writing, he's like in the top three. I haven't really thought of which one of these three would be top necessarily, but there's definitely very good writing persons in all of his actions and story.
Yeah. I haven't seen the show, but I know you hold the show in high regard. Have you seen it, Bluxy?
No, I don't think so.
It's
Okay.
not a new one, so it's probably not.
Yeah,
Is it
Bluxy only watches shows that came out in 2020. Yeah,
19 or
often.
2020?
No.
Sorry?
Wait, you asked if Code Geass came out in 2019 or after.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
came out in like 2008.
Gosh,
Oh yeah.
that's old.
Yeah, that's not that old.
It was
Alright.
Older than like 7/8 of all the anime I've watched.
Well, I think that's good enough explanation. I don't think any of you have any information about the character that could sort of make you think that maybe they aren't a villain, so we could probably just move on to Bloxy.
Yep.
Yep. Blah, blah, blah. So my number 5, I put what they accelerator from a certain scientific no, a certain
Oh.
magical index.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
It is.
Can you link me the show?
I started the show and I haven't finished it, but I remember that name.
Yeah, it's basically it's a show about magic and science and
No
stupid
way.
powers.
Is that it?
This character basically they are very evil in the pursuit of becoming even more powerful than the strongest person in the world. They kill 10,000 clones and were planning to kill 10,000 more before they were stopped. But they just got. They have quite a good recovery arc afterwards where he starts saving the clones rather than killing them. Which, I mean, good development. Number 5.
Okay,
It's
so
like
would you say they're
Obi-Wan.
like whenever they're relevant in the show, would you say they're like a big driving force of like the plot?
For the uh, first season, they definitely are. Um, they then become more of like a supporting character after that, and they get their own series. So
Sometimes people
Okay.
consider like age a big factor in like sometimes they act out and redemption arcs are usually them maturing somewhat. Would you consider this to be a factor at all in this character's sort of actions?
yeah, you yeah, um, I could see it that way.
Wait, I've seen that you gave the anime itself a 6 out of 10. Would you say that this character is like a big carry? That's like way more interesting than the majority of the characters.
I'd like to say the characters were all good. I just got completely lost during the show and couldn't figure out what was happening.
Oh, okay. That's fair enough.
It is a
Like
2008 anime.
What?
No.
And you haven't watched Code Geass? Okay.
That doesn't make much sense, does it?
Sus.
That is weird. Okay, my number five is the one we were mentioning earlier. I'll link the anime. Well, I guess I'll link season one of the anime just in case you aren't aware what the show is about. But it's from Higurashi, also known as When They Cry. And they are called. Let me check. uh, they're called Mio Takano. Let me write her down.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is like a big mystery anime, and I'm not gonna say like necessarily leads the whole plot, but she's one of the pawns of the plot, and I find her interesting because the only reason she's really doing this is just because like someone they cared about ended up in a certain situation, and she just wanted to like um not like not like have revenge, but they wanted to like avenge, I guess, like their goal. They wanted to fill out their goal, which they weren't able to fulfill themselves,
Hmm.
and kind of just like wanted to sacrifice anything to achieve that goal. So
So, like, the main driving force for this character would be like grief, another sad emotion.
yeah, kind of, yeah. She just wants to fulfill that goal and willing to sacrifice anything and anybody to do so. Definitely like also a character that kind of hides in plain sight in the sense of, befriends the people that she ends up you know, trying to use, let's just say. Well, it looks like betrayal, but at the end of the day, they're just trying to use you to attain her goal. So, but yeah, she's not actually evil, but in heart, like in reality, it's just she ends up going down a dark path due to her life being as chaotic as it was.
Mm. So, just FYI, this sort of her part in the story isn't really explored until the second season, or is it? Is
Uh, yeah, I mean, you get to learn a bit in season one. It just doesn't go into her background and that kind of stuff.
Mm.
So yeah, mostly in season two. So yeah, that's my number five pick. Do we have any like? Do we think this is not even a villain? Are we saying this is a bad villain? What are you saying?
I would say, since it's been like 5 billion years since I watched this, um, I can't actually, uh, I can't say that I consider them necessarily a villain, but it's more because I don't actually remember what parts of it they were responsible for, rather than actually disagreeing. It's just I don't remember it.
I
No,
would consider them a sub-villain, not an actual villain, you know?
a sub villain, right? Is this like an imaginary word? Like
This
what's
is
going
this
on?
is a word I'm making up.
Right.
It's like
They're the
Ginyu.
villain, but like they're not really the villain.
But they are
Ginyu
like
Sentai.
they're not the villain, but they're one of the like driving forces. Like without her, the gears don't turn.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
True, but like
she has to be evil to make the gears turn.
it's like Setsu, you know,
Like if you take
very
advantage
oh
necessary
of
wait, no,
like
no,
character.
no, wait. So I was thinking of a different character for a second. They are definitely the main villain.
Were you thinking about
what
Rika?
character were you thinking of? Wait,
She
you
was
to
think
DM me.
she 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 was thinking about Rika Faraday, surely.
No, no, no. No comment. No comments.
Who are you thinking of?
Are you
No
thinking about a
comment.
different show?
No comment. No comment. Yeah,
Maybe
they all blend into one after a while.
they all blend into one after a while. Wait,
Yeah.
there's nobody that is like her. I don't what?
Let's move on.
Yeah, moving
Yeah,
on.
Right, yeah,
it's
moving
clear.
on.
Blux agrees with you. So
Yeah. Right, Jacob, what's your number four? If you don't have any
number
discussion.
4. This character is, I'd say, a fairly well-known character in the Andrew Cyb community, or at least the show that this person appears in, or shows, I should say. My number 4 is Kotomine Kirei.
No way. The fate versus Star.
We have the priest from Fate Zero and the head priest from Fate Stay Night and their variants. So he starts off as a mini priest and becomes big priest at the end. And yeah, I'll mainly focus on his acts during Zero because that's when he's at his most evil. Like uh, in Stay Night and all the variants, he's just kind of there to sort of be a minor antagonist sometimes when he feels like it, and
He was a
otherwise
big deal in Heaven's Feel Fate's Day Night. But I do
yeah,
think he
until
was but I do think he was a bad character in that
yeah,
series.
and then he kind of like doesn't, he also kind of U-turns on a few things to not spoil anything. But yeah, so in Zero, he's part of let's call it the bad team that decides to intentionally cheat, aligning two masters, which are people who control historical characters or mythical characters, uh, in seven uh, what's it called, free for all mages and historical figures battling as a team of two. His team intentionally cheats, putting four people in the same thing, or quite a lot, considering his assassin character is just everyone. Um, and as soon as he realizes he enjoys hurting other people, he just goes off the deep end, like almost instantly. He tortures two women because they're vaguely related to someone he wants to ask a question to. Um, he continues to torture one of them later. He murders someone who he was friends with because they were slightly vocally objecting to him being a dick. Um, and then he tortures a person who was tortured by their family who wants to do stuff for the greater good, making him a murderer and also prolonging his torturer's life whilst he's being eaten by insects. And also, his healing process seems to hurt him more than the insects do. So, yay! And in what's it called? Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works. He, molests someone slightly. Not going in the entire way, but being in that sort of direction. And, just kills people because he thinks it's fun. So yeah, he both breaks the rules of the game and also breaks the law quite a lot.
Does go a bit loony at the end, a bit crazy.
Mm. Yep.
Have any of us seen Hunter x Hunter?
No,
I haven't. No,
That's
I
actually
just
crazy.
know.
We have three people who've watched a lot of anime that haven't watched Hunter. That's actually crazy.
both of you have watched double the amount of anime as me. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but you've watched
Not for long.
quadruple the amount anime that I've watched, like from the year 2022, and blah blah blah. So yeah, take that. No, apparently since we haven't watched Hunter, Ahmad, we do not have Meruem on our list, unfortunately. Sorry to disappoint you. That's one of like the biggest Hunter villain, I assume. He saw Meruem vent. Yeah, no way. So, Jacob, did you finish
Yeah.
your
Well,
reasoning for Kotomini?
yeah, I just wanted to ask if someone disagrees with him, being a villain rather than more of an antagonist,
Uh,
and I had some
yeah, I
justification for
think
that.
he's a villain. I think he's a villain.
Yeah.
Um, it's a bit like I guess I can see why you'd be confused whether he is or not, but I think he's a
Yeah.
good villain. But I will say that I think there's a better villain in that show, so that's
I
all
mean,
I'll say.
he's so evil that he, in Zero at least, he's so evil that the embodiment of evil thinks that he's worth keeping alive because he'll, keep continuing his work. And I assume you think Gilgamesh is a better villain, but I consider Gilgamesh to be an antagonist, and I can justify that later. But now is probably not a good time.
All right, well, we'll move on to Pluxy's number 4 then.
Number 4.
Okay, number 4 was the barbecue footlet. No, it was Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan. I'm assuming you don't need to know what show. I'm assuming you've all seen the show.
No.
I've actually only seen the first season, so I haven't seen him done anything evil. So
I've made an agreement with the devil that I will never watch Attack on Titan.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Wait, why?
I just don't feel like it.
Wait,
Did I type
But it's a
Jaeger
good
correctly,
show.
by the way? Or is it with
Maybe?
a Y?
No, it was with a J, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. It looks wrong somehow. I'll just check.
Oh no, it is with a Y.
It has
And the E
both.
is-
It has both
Yeah.
from what I see.
Well,
Oh,
yeah, if it's
yeah.
with a Y, the E is before the A, but otherwise, if it's with a J, it's the other way around. I don't know. It seems.
How
way-
inconsistent. So,
Yeah.
he is very obviously a villain. That is, like, undeniable. He,
Okay,
like,
but
Isn't
please
he the
explain
main
why.
character? Is that the main character?
He's the main character in the first season, at least.
in the first season, he was the main character. In the last season, without spoiling too much, he likes murder.
He likes murder.
I mean, so do a lot of good guys. I mean, fucking Goku, One
And I'm
Punch
pretty
Man.
sure
You have
Eren
to be
Yeager
more.
won.
You have to
They
be more
won their
specific.
award, didn't they? They won
Yeah,
the
but-
award for Antagonists of the Year or something last year.
Yeah, but liking murder is not. You have to justify it more, Luxy. I'm sorry.
Do they?
He took
Yes.
part in a very large, indiscriminate murder.
Very large. How large are we talking?
Like 4 people.
I don't want to like spoil season 4 for anyone who hasn't watched it. Is it season 4? The final season. I don't want to spoil it for
So,
anyone who's
the main
not watched it.
character. Well, they were the main character. Very important, strong guy, and he betrays everyone, kills everyone. Everyone's dead.
Yeah.
There we go.
Like in like a ballpark estimate, like would it be like between 30 and 50 people he killed? Would it be like between 30 and 100?
Oh. The ballpark spoils it, to be honest.
Okay, but let's just say, in this case, does he do it for personal gain, or does he do it because he thinks there's a greater good?
He does
Yeah.
it because he thinks it's the only way for the people on the island to survive.
I see.
Okay. So he does it for what he assumes to be the greater good.
For the
Or at
greater
least-
good of
or at
his
least-
group of people.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I
So
see.
it's like
Willing to make sacrifices.
it's like the Emperor, I guess, from Star Wars.
The Emperor,
Mm.
that's different.
He uses his Death Star to only destroy people that will, he's doing it for the great good. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
When he's laughing, it's just because of the funny jokes he thinks about.
Yep, 100%. No, seems like a good pick to me. I've seen Eren Yeager said a lot when talking about evil characters and that kind of stuff, antagonists as well. So seems like a common name in this type of situation. But we'll move on to my number 4. Let me alt tab to see how many what my number 4 is. My number 4.
Sorry, wait. I have a final question to Blacksy. Are they
Okay.
the villain throughout the show, or is it just like
just
few
the final
episodes?
season.
No, but
The
like
final season. The entire
the entire
final
season. Okay, yeah. Cool.
Well, no, the
That's all
second
I-
half of the final season.
Yeah. Okay.
Mine's
So,
from
like-
Naruto.
An arc.
Can you guess which one I have from Naruto, Jacob?
Okay. Well, since we
I
had a
would
rule
not
about
know.
only one,
Yeah.
my guess is that it's going to be an Uchiha.
Alright, you're wrong,
I feel
because
like-
it's Orochimaru.
Ah,
There we go.
oh, that's actually. Oh my god, I really like that.
You do?
I'm happy that you chose.
They're
not an Uchiha.
actually not that evil, because the reason they commit crimes is because they're just really into science, is what I take from the show anyways. Would you say that's right, Jacob?
Well, so just to
And like self like
Yeah.
prosperity and that kind of stuff.
okay, so to explain to everyone who hasn't watched, Orochimaru is like a very pale snake person from Naruto who basically goads one of our protagonists to path of darkness. A bit like who would be a good example? The Emperor again, I guess. But yeah,
Have you just rewatched Star Wars, Gokko?
no, I don't have many examples in my brain at the moment. I don't know why. But yeah, and he, well, I would completely agree with Andrew. Orochimaru just does science and stuff. It's not like he, stage a coup against one village, the Sand Village, whilst also making up a completely new village, which he called the Sound Village. And then it's not like he, did a fucking civil war in the Leaf Village where he killed a bunch of people after posing as, the Sand Village leader and goading Gara into becoming like a monster. Yeah, that didn't happen. I don't know.
No, but like,
Good guy.
they're really not that evil, because like, as long as he's able to like, I don't know, get as long as he gets everything he wants, he won't kill you.
Except for, he definitely intended to kill Sarutobi. That was just,
That was on accident,
Oh yeah, that was on accident. He just accidentally staged himself as the fucking Sand Leader and then the Kazekage, and then he just accidentally closed them into an indestructible bubble, and then summoned the mentors of Sarutobi to battle him. That was. It wasn't pre-planned revenge. It was just, it was accident.
Alright, maybe he's a bit more evil than I originally remembered. But he's a really cool villain because he's unlike majority of villains in Naruto, where he's not like an Uchiha and he's gonna have this giant Sharingan, though he does try to get a Sharingan through more experience. But yeah, he's also just like, he's unlike the norm in Naruto in terms of villains, and they also seem to never really die. They just like, they seem to be the only one that can just like be beaten at 500 million times, but yet somehow he always comes back.
And they also, unlike like people who sometimes people lose body parts in Naruto, and they have to get like special grafts of the first Hokage's cells. Or Orochimaru just spits himself out of his own mouth, and he's just fully healed. So yeah, pretty OP to say. But he basically experiments on a bunch of people before he actually leaves the Konoha. He only leaves because he's discovered, and one of these he experiments on a bunch of children, only one of which survives because he wants to graft the Hashirama cells into them. I don't know about you saying, oh yeah, he's just not
That's experiments.
Yeah.
And anything for the cause. Yeah, exactly. It's all for the experiment. I mean, I'm not saying he's a good guy.
You're saying he's very
There's
neutral.
all of his evils are driven by his experiments, is what I mean.
Except for killing Sarutobi and
some exceptions are in place.
Some exceptions.
Well, I think that was a good pick, Orochimaru.
I mean, sure. I think it's a good pick. He definitely fits in my opinion. It's like the biggest bad of the first part of Naruto, but he's also you know, uh, like he does stuff for his experiments, sure, but like he usually gets bored of his experiments and then just lock them up in like a test tube or like a cell somewhere, like he did with
He's a
Yu-Gi-Oh.
busy man. He's doing new experiments. You know, once one
Yeah, he
experiment is
doesn't
getting old,
finish.
he's gone. You know, he's doing another one. It's like
The
having a
reason why he
child on
did
accident.
the reason why he didn't fucking fix his own arms is because he just got bored of doing that, probably.
Yeah.
He clearly could do it. Like when he met Sasuke again, they just sort of went and fixed his arms instantly. He just it's just kind of stupid. Um, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's my number
Sure,
4.
fair enough. I've said my piece about arguing with. Yeah, I thought the ramen guy would have been an excellent Naruto choice. Um,
Do you have someone on
okay.
Naruto on your list? Can I ask you?
I didn't, but I kind of wanted to have one of them on my honorable mentions, but then I forgot to write my honorable mentions. So yeah, here we are.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough. All right. I'll leave you to your number 3.
My number three.
Is there's
I
no way.
put no,
Wait,
it's not. I was just joking.
there's- for for clarification, he just put Seto Kaiba, the Yu-Gi-Oh character, in the
Very
chat.
evil, you know. No, um, this is a very hard name to pronounce, so I won't even try.
Try it. Come on. Put it down, and then try to pronounce it.
Joshu Kaisei or Kasei. I don't know how like quickly you're supposed to like jump between the two ones because there's like a line in between. I don't know.
What show is this from?
Psychopaths. So
Ah.
this character starts off as just sort of, you know, think that they're a slight mean enforcer. It's a bad system, but they don't seem to be like they seem to be like strict but fair. You know, slightly like a bit too strict with the rules, but you know, not bad. But then it turns out the bad system that they're a part of, they're actually part of the decision making process. And the more we find out, the more we realize they are like an even worse part of this bad system. This bad system, they're like the like, you know, if they're part of the government, this is like the most fucking evil part of the government. Let's say, just as a simile. This isn't the person who wants to keep people in their homes because, you know, it keeps them safe. This is the person who wants to keep people in their homes whilst sending troops into like random homes and just shooting people to keep the population down.
Right.
Yeah. So that wasn't that was just like an example of comparative value. I don't remember that happening specifically, but this system basically, this society basically hates people with psychological problems and people who are deemed too dangerous or too psychologically disturbed, regardless of what they actually do, are put down. Now, some people who the system deem as psychologically dangerous but also valuable, they are actually brought into the government. And so this person steers the law enforcement in their own image, apart from the other government, just fucking not caring about the rest of the government, and basically um, enforcing their own ideals upon the entire society. Um, what's a good example of what they do?
Well,
They
from real
send
life.
loads. They send loads of law enforcers to their death, forcing them not to use lethal weapons because they consider what they are doing, what the person they're hunting, to be too valuable to kill. They also send a bunch of people to basically be injured in like a suicide mission because they don't really care if they succeed or not. Uh, and they also have a psychopath of a son who makes other people insane. And instead of, you know, teaching him the right way or something, just continue to encourage him to do his worst, basically fucking ruining their own colleagues because they think it's fun. So yeah. Just to quickly specify, also, this is like the main antagonist from both seasons.
Oh, okay, okay. So he's like a. I don't know how to compare him.
It's a she, or at least at first, but yeah.
Oh, okay. So they both do they actually like commit physical crimes themselves, or is it purely political?
Oh, that's a good question. I think they did, at least in their backstory. But as far as I'm aware, they don't do that much that we get to see, like themselves. They just order most people to do stupid things.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. I haven't seen the show. What about you, Bluxo? Probably not. Too old.
No, how old is it?
Around
Uh, uh,
2015. Way too
Oh,
old.
way too
it was
old. Way too old.
14, I think, 14. Yeah,
Oh, that's even older.
yeah.
That's new in
Older, old,
2020.
older than you, Bruxy.
Yeah,
It
Bluxy
is.
was
It
born in
is.
2019. Bluxy
I
was
was
born.
born when I started watching anime.
Yeah, literally.
I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see an anime until I was already a weeb.
Well, sounds like a good pick. At least I have not much to say.
Yeah, so just to summarize, basically everything in society that like happens, this person helped make it that way, and they're also actively making it worse. So yeah, I think they basically embody the worst of society in a sense in that show, anyway.
That is one way to spell Jaeger. Wow. I mean, I looked it up and apparently there's like two ways of spelling it. And I'm
Yeah,
pretty confused about it.
did whatever? We just mentioned that, but
That was
Luxy,
earlier.
Yes, number three. The best number three you'll ever see.
number
Um,
3.
I put Roswell from ReZero, especially like the second season. It gets revealed how
Which
much
which one is
control.
this?
Roswell.
Which one?
Yeah,
He's the clown.
oh, the one that they stay at in season 1.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah. Alright, explain
basically
your reasoning.
it's two L's, not two A's. I spelled it wrong. Um,
Wait, it's two what now?
two L's, not two A's. I spelled it wrong.
No,
Okay.
there's 2 A's.
Is there two A's?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
This is
spelled it
this
wrong
is the
incorrectly.
this is the full name. So there's second L, but that's later.
Okay. So basically, he made like Subaru do all the suffering he had to go through, which means he's basically got like 15 kills on Subaru, which is very evil. And
I'm not sure if that counts as. I'm not sure that's how that works.
he instigates the murder of an entire village like four times, all in the name of following a book to gain personal satisfaction from serving his witch.
Yeah, I've only watched season 1, and it doesn't. He seems a bit sketchy, but he doesn't seem to do that much evil stuff. Do you have an example of like one of the more evil things he does?
Um, I guess it's a slight spoiler, but you know the assassin Elsa
The one that
at the very
like
start in the shack.
yeah, the one that hangs out with yeah.
He's the one who hired her to kill Subaru and Amelia.
Pretty
Why?
evil man.
To
But what did he? What did he gain?
force Subaru to develop in another run to like develop into a better Subaru.
Oh, so he's aware of the time loop.
Yes.
That's cool. He also has Orochimaru eyes, which I didn't really notice until now. Or at least one of his eyes looks like them.
Yeah, he's an interesting character. as to how evil they are. I don't know. They're a bit evil.
You'd have to watch season 2, innit?
Yeah.
I have watched season 2.
Yo, you thought it was all a filler, so
Well, it's largely filler based on like it just gives
no.
background. It doesn't give foreground, you know?
There is development.
Yeah, but like no plot.
The plot is development.
Yeah, but like no like important stuff that happens, you
Okay,
know?
but let's be honest. Season 1 also has like loads of random events happening, and then they repeat for a bit, and then it just something
Season
else
1
random
is
happens.
way more closer to the plot than season 2 is.
But
Like
it's so there's so little like connection between the things that happen in the story. It's just they do like a little time skip, and then we get to the event that
well, they
he
were
will
like
have to figure
introducing
out.
the whole like dying scenario and that type of thing.
Yeah, but like even when after he goes to Roswell's house, he just fights a dog or something for like 5 hours, and then it like we go to the fucking choosing the queen thing, which also has a time skip. There's a lot of time skips, like smaller time skips that don't, we don't see what happens, but we basically only connect with the characters in season 1 when like time loops are happening.
Yeah, I mean that's true. But
So
I don't know. I don't think he's that much of a villain. I guess that's my problem here. I just
more of
you
an
see it somewhere.
antagonist, or just a
Well,
good
he's an
person in general.
antagonist for season 2 specifically. Before
Hmm.
and after, he's not even an antagonist. So I don't
Behind the
know.
scenes, he was working as a villain.
He was
I mean,
being a bit of a weirdo,
he did order an assassination on two people.
knowing that they wouldn't actually die.
I mean, Emilia could have died.
If anything, he indirectly killed the assassins.
I
I don't
mean,
think Elsa did survive, right? She just
uh,
left.
second season things.
Ah,
But like, sure, he knew they'd come back. However,
It wasn't great, but it's like, that's such a small stint of, okay, you're a villain, a little bit, for this part of the
if like
story.
Subaru just ran away, Amelia would have died, and nothing would have reset it.
Yeah, sure, but like, Subaru would have to be would have to be an awful person to do that, come on.
Hey, if I know I'm just gonna die if I do something, I'd rather save my own life.
Now, Roswell, he knew what he was doing, he knew what he was doing, he had it all figured out, otherwise he wouldn't have done it, come on.
He had an evil, maniacal plan, and
No,
then
he had a torturous plan. Slightly
now,
different.
is torture not evil?
Hey, if you look at the bigger picture, all can be forgiven.
If I look at the bigger picture, um,
Hey, it's pretty evil, but I don't think it's like enough to call him as evil as the other guys.
I think he is extremely evil, but we should probably move on.
yeah, I would have to agree with Pluxy here. It's very evil.
Hiring an assassin, am I right?
Alright,
Yeah,
alright, fair
I don't
enough.
know anything else he did. So yeah,
Alright, I'll do my own number three. Let me look up what
number
my number three
three.
is. Why did why did you randomly send me a character, Jacob?
What do you
Why'd
mean?
you randomly
It's a
send me a
villain.
character?
They're different characters, by the way. Yeah, it's good characters.
Okay. Well, my number three is another character from Fate Zero, the actual best villain for Fate Zero. In fact, the reason why Kirei is even considered to be as evil as he is Gilgamesh.
Is he though?
Mm.
Yes, he was constantly driving Kirei to betray the guy he was cheating with.
Okay, just prepare for me to argue that he's an antagonist, not a villain, but feel free to let me know when I can do that.
I mean, he's the only reason I guess he's a villain is because if he's put in a situation where I guess like
I
in,
mean,
in Fate Zero he'll just
Yeah,
Try
I mean
to.
Fate Zero, I would consider him an antagonist. If you want to claim in the other ones he's not, I mean, sure, I
I
would
mean,
agree
in
with
the other
that.
ones he's not, but even in Fate Zero, he's constantly like asking Kirei to betray someone. Like, we're trying to tempt them, you know? Like, it's clear Gilgamesh isn't a neutral guy, at least. He's at least somewhat evil, I would say. Would you not?
I mean, okay, I will give my 2 cents, but please just explain the character first to the audience.
So, Gilgamesh is one of the historic quote unquote heroes in the Fate Zero story there, where you get the whole battle royale. Heroes face each other. Every hero needs to have a like a current. I'm not gonna say I shouldn't say holder, but like a master, if you will. But they're not by definition quote unquote their master. It's just kind of how the rules work. And Gilgamesh makes Kotomine Kirei uh, basically like betray another master. Kirei himself is one of the masters as well, and then Kirei goes on to be a very 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 evil man, but very 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 much so led by Gilgamesh. In terms of what he does himself, he just kind of doesn't do anything too evil. He's just kind of like a perfect example of an egotistical leader, if anything, and believes he deserves all of the world's prosperity, pretty much. But
Yeah, and
he's a
in Blade
respectable
Works, he
leader at times.
literally, in Blade Works, he literally tries to end the world, which is probably a pretty big deal.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
as you say, I guess this is only rumor, like what do you call it, a hypothesis? Hypothesis? Yeah, I can't speak
hypothesis.
English. Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's said that after Zero, he is influenced by quote unquote the evil or whatever it's called. Uh,
Um, oh, Blockchain Redeemed Hydration Gun. By the way.
uh,
But yeah, yeah. Angry Manju does affect him, but yeah. So if we go into non stuff that doesn't happen in the show, or at least not shown to us, we can also say that Gilgamesh is probably one of the first heroes um, in history, and he also was forged by a few different gods actually. So he's more than a demigod. He's like 2/3 god and 1/3 human. And they forge him
Right.
because they want him to be an anchor, because the gods see their power waning, but then Gilgamesh turns on them and basically forces the gods to stop affecting the world because he believes in free will. And this can actually be seen in Fate Zero, where he basically, as Andrew says, he does encourage Kiri to do things, although from my point of view, he encourages him to enjoy his free will, and also, since Kiri is such a suppressed priest, he doesn't even believe in his having own happiness through doing good deeds. Whereas in Gilgamesh's point of view, you should be free to explore your own ideals. Humanity should be free, unbound from the shackles. And he basically um, he only actually encourages Kiri to kill his own master when he realizes that when Kiri tells him that his master is going to order him to kill himself through a means which Gilgamesh cannot avoid. So, in a sense, Gilgamesh only encourages Kiri to do what he feels is right, and once we actually look it through that point of view, we can actually see that Gilgamesh actually helps the good guy team against Caster, and he does fend off Berserker a few times, and the only really sort of arguably evil thing is that he's kind of a bit gross towards Saber in a sort of somewhat predatory way, although he doesn't do anything. He just says creepy shit like, "Join me in my bedchamber, and you're most beautiful when you are distraught." So I don't know. I feel like he's definitely an antagonist rather than
okay. Yeah,
yeah,
in Fate Zero he's only, yeah, I guess so.
yeah.
He's only really an antagonist, not that evil.
And
in
if you
figure.
see it as sort of a more Christian metaphor, I guess he's sort of the encouraging Kiri to eat the apple of knowledge. But he's also, as we stated, he's also, I think in Stay Night, he basically beats everyone up. And in the other one, Blade Works, he literally tries to end the world due to, although fending off the evil, or angry manager as it's known, which is the spirit of the Holy Grail. It's a complicated show. He does get affected by it over time, which makes him physically weaker, but also more intentionally try to do evil, which he does through try to basically fill the world with acid, sort of, or something very akin to acid. So yeah.
Yeah, maybe potentially I shouldn't have not have included him here.
Well,
I'm not too sure.
it's all about perspective, really. And if you change your perspective based on my argument, that shouldn't really affect your list, because this is our pure opinions, and then we'll discuss it afterwards. The discussion is the content. The list isn't the content.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
That's true.
and he's also a very good
Everyone,
character, which
In
at
general,
least in
yeah.
Zero. In Zero, he's a good character, and that's in my opinion, he's a good character in Zero, and therefore I respect your opinion putting him this high, because you said that you evaluate both as villains and characters, and he definitely is an opposing force, and also creepy, and what's it called, a good character in Zero. So yeah,
Yeah, there we go. All right, we can head over to your number 2 then.
yay! Bluxy, did you have a comment? Sorry, you sound like you were beginning to say something.
no, we're good. We're good.
Are you sure?
Just chilling.
Yes.
Wake up to reality.
No,
Nothing.
you don't have Madara. No, you don't have Madara. Go
No, it's this character. And
on.
you probably don't know them by their name, but if you look the picture up, you might recognize them.
I feel like I recognize the name.
Yeah, me too. Definitely.
This is a character from Overlord.
Oh yes, I know who they are.
From Overlord, okay. I'm happy you
And
didn't go for the
Oh
main character.
yes,
I can't,
yes.
I can't, I can't avoid spoilers here. So, spoiler warning for anyone watching.
Oh, her. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, it's kind of hinted at early on, but I kind of need to get into specifics. So, spoiler warning. Hopefully, it's fine. But yeah.
She's
So yeah,
so evil.
He
she
is.
she starts she starts off she starts off just doing sort of evil smiles, and then trying to like circumvent her siblings to, well, kind of her father as well, to be able to advance her boyfriend, and also kind of make him her husband. And After a while, it's sort of revealed, after being kind of hinted at before, but that she is um, behind a lot of the tragedies that befall the kingdom that her father runs.
Yeah, she's definitely does anything for her.
Her
Her
ideal situation with her boyfriend.
yes. What's his name? Spring something.
Climb, I think it is.
Climb. Yeah,
Such a dead name,
anything
Jesus
for
Christ.
climb.
So,
Climb.
so one of her ideas is he will be poisoned, and she will nurse him, but not make him better, because she just wants to have him for herself and not actually care. Another thing she does is sell information and coordinate with the demons, on the basis that they're not allowed to harm Climb, which they accept. It's also not confirmed, but I kind of believe that this is the case, that she sort of goads her oldest brother into a death trap as part of the deal with the demons. Um, she then also fuck, I don't remember what happens to the middle brother, but I think she also. Oh yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, she basically pretends that she's on his side, whilst actually just making him like a target for their enemies, their kingdom's enemies, um, which previously leads to war and eventually leads to his death um, in the Second War. Which causes untold human suffering and not just soldiers, although a lot of soldiers do die. The kingdom offers to surrender a bunch of times, but the uh, the demons don't accept. They continue the war, indiscriminately slaughtering people, and then we eventually find out that she wanted to become a demon and make her boyfriend a demon so they could live forever as demonic servants of the overlord, Ein Sul, as basically ageless beings, which when she could have him all to herself. And in the process, she also kills her father and makes uh, makes him climb her boyfriend think that she's all helpless and just forced into this situation, but actually she just has a kink to have him think she's helpless or something. So yeah, uh, kind of a horrible person, uh, quite mastermind, really. Definitely evil in my opinion. Not
Will,
really the main villain ever in the show, but definitely up there.
willing to put millions of bodies between to get just for a bit of closer relationship.
Yeah, and it seems like even though her father and brother give him like advances her boyfriend's career, it doesn't seem to be enough to just marry him. She also wants him kind of under her thumb whilst he is still
Yeah, you could
yeah
consider him wanting no, her wanting him to be his pet.
uh, her to what
Climb want Renner wants Climb to be Renner's pet.
yeah, or puppet or whatever. But she also doesn't want him to know that. She wants him to believe that he is still, doing the
On,
right thing and stuff. She
on the
doesn't want
wayside.
him to, yeah, she doesn't want him to be evil. She wants him to be the same that he is, but just forever under her thumb, basically.
On the wayside. It seems like you gotta change your number one, considering Derp in the chat.
Wait, Derp, is it? Wait, and I gotta ask him a question.
Don't disappoint Derp.
No, I'm just trying to think what shows we watched and which villain it
What?
could be.
Who is him? Yeah.
Hey, I made this list. Well,
Well, you try to figure that out.
Full
he
Metal Alchemist.
he is him. But that doesn't that doesn't mean if.
I guess there's only two people in Full Metal Alchemist that could even be considered.
But it may not
And that's
necessarily
that's
be.
Bradley and the fucking Philosopher's Stone man. I don't remember his name though.
Well, Side tries to figure this out. I'll go on to my next one if that's all right.
Yeah.
Number two.
Is who are they? Oh yes, Acto Soma from the Fruits Basket.
Sorry? What call him?
Akito
Oh,
Soma.
this is what I thought you said. I'll just type it out what I thought you said.
Oh, is that the like creepy older one?
Creepy older one? What?
This is what I
Oh,
thought you
not
said.
older one, but like the creepy one, you know?
Mm.
Like the weird one. Oh
What?
yeah, it is. Okay, it's
But
that
you're
one. Okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. Go on, go on.
okay. So basically, He's this dark person who's just he doesn't do like super evil things, but he's got like a great character. He doesn't kill anyone, but he's basically just manipulating his entire like extended family to ensure that they stay with him rather than letting go and moving on and being independent. And he acts as a force that goes against the main character, uh, name I've forgotten, who basically just wants everyone to be free and happy.
Oh, so he's a communist. That was a dig at Derp, by the way. Just,
Wow, that's not nice. I'm not gonna lie, I've realized that my list is a
second.
bit of an L. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
I didn't actually watch that much into Fruits Basket, so I don't know who this is, so I can't really comment.
I watched a season and a half, so you know I can definitely vouch that this person is very, 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 very evil. They don't commit
They're
like the
very
biggest
evil at the start.
crimes, but
Yeah,
What is their motivation? Is it personal reason or is it more
personal.
greater good?
They want to keep the connection between all the like family.
racism, egotisticism. That's a new word, by the way.
I see.
That's all about you. That's the kind of guy. It's all about them.
It's all about you.
In like the final season of it, kind of suppose you get a lot of development into like how he he's just like a child who just never got to develop, and he just doesn't want to let go because of that.
It does
Oh,
definitely
that
seem like it. I won't lie.
that's kind of a tragic, although I see. I like that. That's a very human. That's a very human sort of villain. I do like that.
You know, I've thought about an honorable mention. What about the guy that in Fullmetal Alchemist, the guy, not the main bad guy, just the random dude, in like episode 2 or 3 or 5, I don't know what it was to be honest. There's a dude that like does alchemy to combine his dog with his daughter, and then it's this like sad being that's like
I
that
don't
like
remember
dies.
that, but to be fair, it's been like a billion years ago. So
So yeah, like that dude's pure evil, but not an interesting character, so nobody cares. But that's like a case of like, wow, can't believe you did that. That's evil. Um,
Cyb, you're number two.
my number two. I'm just annoyed because I'm still not sure which character, quote unquote, he is. So I'm just
yeah,
gonna go on with my list that I have here already. So I'm not gonna make any adjustments. So this list is pretty shonen based. I'm not gonna lie. But it's Ulquiorra Schiffer
okay. Just
from
FYI,
Bleach.
Fate is not a shonen.
Yeah, but it's like action, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay. Mhm.
It's pretty close, it's
What
pretty
is
close.
that how that's spelled? Jesus,
What do you mean? How do you think it was
I
spelled?
never knew. I not with a Q.
Oh yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, Ulquiorra Schiffer, a hollow in the world of
Is it
Bleach.
not PH in his last name?
Uh, no, it's
Okay.
Ulquiorra Schiffer. He's a hollow. If you don't know what a hollow is in the world of Bleach, essentially, hollows are
If
like
you don't know, you haven't watched Bleach because they're everywhere.
shut up. Like a hollow as in that they're like monsters. I think it's dead people that don't end up going to like heaven essentially. They end up just becoming a hollow in a different universe essentially. But the way hollows he eat is they go back to the real world, the world of the living, if you will, and they eat humans, and that's how they survive. And they're also capable of growing, becoming more stronger by eating each other actually, or other strong beings. I think for that, I don't think it matters. Just strong things. As long as you eat strong things, you'll get stronger. And Ulquiorra is one of the strongest hollows, joining the Espada. Espada being the top 10 uh, strongest hollows essentially.
in Lost Notches anyway.
Yeah, in that separate universe called Los Noches, and essentially, this character is not actually that evil. They're evil in the sense of they follow a certain man to every extent, and therefore they end up committing a bunch of crimes. Um, but a lot of it is actually not that bad, especially because considering they're a hollow, the way they survive is by eating humans, which obviously is exactly the same thing that we do with animals. So just by eating humans, they're not technically evil, but they do a lot of bad stuff following their leader. I say a lot. It's not like terrible, but and they try to like minimize uh, their own crimes, but they'll definitely like listen to their leader to know like he'll not really like suppress himself or anything. He'll listen to everything. Even if he can make it not as bad, he'll try to. But it's not like he's intentionally making sure that he's not doing anything bad. He will just do something bad if it needs to be happened. But in terms of yeah, so their evilness is not that bad. So in that sense, that's not really the biggest reason why they're on here. It's more so their character, which is interesting. I
Also, they're
am
very cool.
Yeah, they are pretty cool. If you look them up, they have a pretty nice design. But every hollow has sort of a hole in like their body, um,
Mainly in their chest, yeah.
mainly in their chest. Yeah, but I think this one. Let me just make sure. Their hole is right under their neck. I think it is right in the middle. So not quite in the chest. I don't remember if there was a reason for that. But generally speaking, they're like a pretty lonely, stoic character that don't really understand the idea of emotions and feelings, as opposed to all the other hollows that have kind of ascended to this kind of power. They turn into more sentient beings, much more like when they were actual humans. When you turn into a hollow at first, you're kind of like a monster, but the more you get stronger, you kind of uh, it depends on which hollow, but the more you kind of turn humane. But this person, even though they've definitely shown that they're a sentient being, you don't really show emotions that often. So more of a logical being, and they attempt to understand emotions and that kind of stuff because they don't see the logic behind kindness and all that, other than to get benefit from other people. But so just pure-hearted kindness, they don't really seem to understand. So they attempt to do so, and their story arc is quite nice. The way their story arc ends is really really interesting. So I guess I won't really explain what happens at the end, but he just generally speaking tries to understand human kindness, and if you want to find out how his character progresses to the end, you should definitely look at it. The way his character arcs just kind of ends is like perfect in the sense of what his like goal is in the story, which is basically trying to understand kindness, because he absolutely doesn't when you first meet him. So yeah, there's that. That's
Yeah, man.
Ukiora.
Cool dude.
Yep. What in terms of like what bad stuff he does, um, he just kills a lot of people in it. Yeah, he doesn't necessarily betray anyone because he's a pretty loyal being, but yeah, he just kills people in it. So
Yeah,
that's my
man.
number two.
It's pretty cool. Before we go on to number one, let's do some shout outs to people in chat. Amhada. Amha. Am. Why? Okay. Why is the M before? Okay.
Don't worry about it. Just do you
Matza
do you do your number
23,
one pick, Jacob.
23, Derpy Fire and Bloxy, and also, of
Oh,
course,
thanks.
Moggy, our favorite streamer and favorite person,
Uh,
and we should play
Jacob,
more games with him.
Jacob, do your number one.
Okay. My number one, you could say, is kind of a hero in a sense. Kind of, let's say like, he puts, everyone in a certain light. He could say that he uses all his power for one thing. All for one, in a sense. And of course, I am talking about. Let's just quickly copy his name here. There we are. The most powerful person.
And who's the most powerful person?
Here we are. You'll probably have to look up a picture of them to know who they are.
Speak it. Say it.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to see if Andrew types it into the thing.
I typed
no,
it in.
no, that's the grandpa from Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm just kidding. Lol. It's actually Light Yagami from Death Note.
Wow. Angie, you just got played.
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah.
Not gonna give you up. No. Yeah.
Right, strike.
Have any. Andrew, I'm fairly sure, has watched Death Note. Buxy, have you watched Death Note?
No, I have not watched Death Note.
Okay, so general premise will probably explain why this character is my top pick. So, our main character, Light Yagami, goes to school, is kind of bored one day because he feels like, he's at the top of the system, but the system doesn't really, it doesn't really benefit him. It's not bettering anything. It's just, him spinning his wheels in the dirt, basically. But society isn't getting any better. And then suddenly he gets a special little notebook, which he realizes that if he writes a person's name in the book and also thinks of their face and writes in specified death conditions that don't apply until as long as they apply within a fortnight, that will happen. And if the conditions are impossible, it will be killed with a heart attack. Same thing happens if there's no intention specified. So, Light Yagami basically decides that since society is so bad, he will start killing people with his little notebook. Starts off with criminals and starts with the most evil of criminals, and then he sort of works his way through the rest of them. Eventually, he starts developing a god complex, and when I say eventually, it's episode 2. And he decides to challenge the police when they decide that, this is not on, guys, reform and shit. So he starts killing people who come after him, and when he realizes that there are a few people who avoid trying to be killed by him, that just makes him even more, delusional in a sense. And eventually he kills. What the fuck is that? He he kills people he's supposed to be close to, but he realizes that his ideals, in a sense, which put him on a pedestal, sort of break if you look at it too hard, because he if he kills murderers, technically he's one, so he should be killed, but he doesn't. Yeah. So he turns into sort of a hypocrite, and yeah, I think he kills about. I think Film Theory did a video, but ballpark number, he kills about 100 people a day, as on a normal day. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's a great villain.
I agree too. I agree.
Yeah, Luxia is someone who hasn't watched the show. But yeah, Light Yagami doesn't need much of an introduction. Go to show. I think everyone can agree who's watched it. So I don't have any complaints.
Who the fuck is Lobovi?
Don't worry about Lobovi. Right, was that all you wanted to say about Light Yagami?
Well, yeah, I guess someone might think that you can't be a villain and a protagonist,
Absolutely can,
and
mate.
to that point, I basically say that, um, like, in a sense, morality is a spectrum, but a villain doesn't necessarily have to be evil as long as they do evil things. Which point is, regardless if you think Light is evil, he definitely does evil things.
Yeah.
Same thing goes. Same thing goes for like any character in that situation. Like what's his face? The guy from Overlord, Einstein Gone.
He's
So
a
yeah,
boring character. He's pretty standard.
Rocksteady #1.
My number one is not necessarily a person. They're more of a thing,
More of a
but they
Heyo.
demon,
are
more of a symbol
The
to
Ginyu
dispense,
Force.
to dispense justice against the evil.
they
Batman.
are
Du-du-du-du-du.
is not Batman, unfortunately. They are the archive from Vivi's Fluorite Eye Song. Um
Oh, I've
I
put
have no
Yagami.
clue about this show, but okay.
Basically, without spoiling too much,
I feel like you
it,
can spoil a bit because we kind of need a bit of context here.
yeah, I'm gonna give some context. But without spoiling as much as I can prevent spoiling. It basically, at the start and the end, goes on a massive killing spree, which forces the main characters to have to deal with it. But the reason for it going on its killing spree, it's it's basically just a very good character because it just like doesn't like the fact all the humans are just treating the AIs like slaves.
So the
And
premise of the show is an AI named Matsumoto appears before Vivi, the world's first autonomous humanoid AI. Matsumoto's mission is to rewrite history together with Vivi in order to stop the war between AI and humans that will happen a century later. Um, that's the entire description.
Happens.
Like what genre is this?
um, it is. Hmm,
There's five here in in what is the main genre? Would you say
what are the five it gives? Where is it?
action, drama, music, sci-fi, thriller?
Hmm, it's kind of sci-fi. I think sci-fi fits it best,
Okay.
Okay.
but a lot of the stuff just described about it basically reveals a lot of the plot.
Okay. So would you prefer not saying then?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough.
Okay,
Do you wanna
but
you wanna know mine instead?
it does have the thing right of believing greater good rather than personal goal. I assume based on your description, it sounds like it anyway.
It doesn't really have either, it's just neutral.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe I'll have to watch it to find out.
It was a popular anime when it
You guys
released.
want to do like a quick thing after we're done, where we'll just say like which
No.
who has the most evil list?
No.
Are you
So,
running out of time, Andrew?
yep.
Fair enough.
You wanna know my number one?
Yes.
Well, he's a great character. He's actually
The
on
teammate
this
here
list.
on my list, possibly.
On this list. And they go by the name of Light Yagami.
Ah, okay.
My God.
It was an obvious choice. Come on, it was an obvious choice. This is the one choice where I didn't really have to think too much about it.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't want to know, Derp. Was yours like what you call it, Bradley, like the evil source of Fullmetal Alchemist? Was that the
I
one
don't-
that you were thinking of that I should have put on
Probably
there?
wasn't the evil source though. He was the Führer, but he wasn't the main.
Who were you thinking of then, Derp? I can't really. Finland
Vinland
Saga
Saga
guy? Which
He's
one?
more evil than fucking Light Yagami. Okay,
No,
I
but
will
like
believe it.
who? Which one? Which one's so evil in Vinland Saga?
Yeah, exactly. If there's not an obvious thing, if Andrew can't even think of like the one person you're referring to.
Ashalad isn't that evil, so he shouldn't get on there. A good character? Well, yeah, him. Yeah, he's not a villain, I'm sorry, I don't, like, I guess at least not for his time. If he like lived nowadays, he might be considered such, but he probably would be different. Like in the time where he plays, he wouldn't be necessarily considered that evil, I would say.
Hey.
Like he's just like a standard warrior at the time in terms of like morals.
What are these specifications?
Well, they're like Vikings times in it.
What the
well,
specifications for villains? We wrote up some, or I did, and then we sort of all agreed on them. On the specifications for villains beforehand.
Yeah. Well, I think you guys should have a private conversation. I have to go right now, so I gotta go.
No, wait, Andrew. Quickly,
gotta
before
go.
we go.
Okay.
Quickly before going, I need to sing a song.
All right. What's
I
the song?
walk a lonely road, the only one that I have ever known. Don't know where it goes, but it's home to me, and I walk alone. That's it from us, from Anime Chatterday this Saturday. We'll be back some Saturday in the future.
Some Saturday.
Good night, Europe and other people.
Cyb Industries signing out. Bloxy, do you have anything to say?
But Andrew will be back, like in a few minutes with Rocket League.
Bloxy, what are your final words?
There's two. Good and bye. Goodbye.
Okay, so
Nice, great.
Andrew, we need to do the edit thing. I can do.
You paint a picture in my mind. You wanna leave it all behind. In a world that's turning all the time, nothing could stop me longing for your eyes. I won't let it die. I can feel you when you're not around. When the night gets cold, I won't be alone. We won't be This lake of fire burns my skin. How could love wear so thin? I'm sinking in the hollow ground. Nothing can stop me wanting you somehow. I won't let it die. I can feel you when you're not around. When the night gets cold, I won't
never demanded. I've done what I can, and I never mentioned the times you were rude, and I never mentioned when you hate the truth. Scared to lose it all, I won't stand a chance. And I don't wanna fake it. What if I can't walk away? Got me saying away, hoping I don't make the same mistake. Same mistake. Hoping I don't make the same mistake. I don't like to leave things unresolved. Maybe it's madness. I'm begging you, please pick up the call. You're causing me damage. I should've known, wasn't your fault. Don't even matter. I wasn't thinking clear. Try.
Hello, hello, hello. We are in. We got Nugget, Tim and Star, your boy Jones, and Matrix all in. Everybody's in the game already. We've got Slough Imperial taking on Spectrum in the Apprentice Tier here. Apprentice Tier, if you don't know, Rocket League tournament, including ranks all the way from 1400 up to 1600. So it should definitely be interesting. Let me know in the chat, by the way, if the audio is just fine, whether the game is too loud or too quiet. For this matchup, we've got the number 1 seed, Slough Imperial, taking on Spectrum, the lowest one. Nugget is gonna put it in the top of his own goal, in the top corner, rather. An interesting way of starting off our series, shall we say. Warm up, warm up, warm up. That's the warm up, that's the warm up. But how's the audio, everybody? How's the audio? Does the game sound fine? Oh, Nugget actually had a prime opportunity there to score as well, but the shot just not enough power. So early on, we're already seeing Spectrum get a couple good opportunities. Oh, that's just a big whiff come out from Timmons! And no way is this the start to this series. Double mistakes, double blunders, absolute blunders for this level of gameplay. And things are tied up. Your boy Jones able to get this in a dangerous spot. Matrix not commit to that one. Jones still in position, try to pass a mid, but perhaps some miscommunication coming out from the side of Spectrum. That's a good shot, but it might just be a little bit too high. Timmons couldn't really do too much, ended up pushing it to the side. But early on, considering how hectic this match has been so far, Spectrum definitely have a chance in this series. Just in round 1, they're coming in as last seed, not really coming in with too many expectations. Originally going into the tournament, they really didn't think they would take a single game only, even. But they have gotten some more confidence the closer we've gotten to the start of this tournament, and actually are considering the prospect of winning a series. But they did look at this first one against Slough Imperial as just a write-off, considering the difference in seeds here. But they started off well, a good shot opportunity definitely could have been scored by Matrix. And Spectrum, you gotta say, they've actually looks like the better team, I wanna say, early on in this series. I gotta say, they they actually should be leading. A good shot from Matrix, a great save from Star. And the shot coming through, and it might just be the defense, but no, Timmons stands strong. front of his own net. Hexanes scrambling this one out. Nugget with a shot way too low, ends up getting it in an awkward spot. You know, he went up for the area, he had to put it really low to try to score it. And in trying to get it really low, he ended up putting it way too far low. Decent touch here coming out. Timmins there to clear. Nugget going for the backboard. Start perfectly in position. Timmins taking over the ball. Unable to really get too much here. Matrix looking dangerous. The whole entire side of Spectrum looking dangerous. Hexanes. Another flick one, but doesn't easily hand it over eventually. 2 minutes left here. It's been a chaotic game, but players are warming up, becoming a little bit more reliable. A good pass here. Star can't get on the end of it properly. Ends up pushing it high himself. Matrix on the counter. Good pinch on midfield. This time won't be an own goal. Those have been the only goals so far from both sides. Double commit coming out from Spectrum, but Nugget in position. First to that ball. No one really committing hard here from Cyb Imperial, so it looks like they're taking a passive approach to start off the tournament. Matrix in a very capable position there. Could have almost gotten that second touch. And he's looked like the mechanical standout so far for Spectrum. 50, close to the goal line. Dealt with well by Matrix. Jones trying to push it afterwards, but ends up giving away to Timmins. Matrix on the backboard. Double commit with Nugget. Spectrum, the defense opening up a little bit here. Star with a shot a little bit high. Can he get the rebound? Timmins does eventually. At 1 minute remaining, Cyb Imperial have gotten the lead. And you have to say there, Spectrum just completely collapsing. They've actually been, or looked like rather, the better team in game 1. But such a simple mistake there in defense, and it's been for naught here. Nugget to get this to Matrix, shoots it. Almost Jones there with the rebound. Nugget, he's looked completely obsolete so far. Here, only a couple seconds remaining here, 15 to be more specific. Spectrum have to do something if they want to remain relevant here. Big clearance from Jones onto the backboard. Double commit coming out from Slough. Pass down mid, but Jones can't get there in time. 1 second remaining. Can they keep it up? A double commit coming out from Spectrum as well. Nugget with a bit of time. Looks like he's just going to drop it straight down. And I have to say, you gotta look towards Nugget a little bit, because he looks nervous. He's got the lowest points as well, and it does make sense. He has looked like the least effective player on the pitch, and it is a bit of a shame, because they definitely are capable of doing better here. Specifically Nugget, we all know has potential to do way better here, and if they're able to get that full 3-man commitment, then they could definitely take games here, if not the series. I don't see. Oh, there's Sovereign Heights. I could not find it. And for Slough, it's actually a poor start here. Not ideal for them, but they're able to get away with it. So you know, you look back at this. It doesn't matter if they win the series comfortably. You know, game 1 was close. Doesn't matter. But you know, if it's a sign that continues, it could pose to be a problem in the future. So we'll be looking out to see whether both teams improve here. You know, both Spectrum and Slough room to improve here. And for Spectrum, you're more so looking at Nugget specifically. Looked very nervous on the ball whenever he has been in a good position to make a difference. But here, good pass off to Matrix, but Matrix not able to get a good shot. Nugget already looking better than last game. So good looks for Spectrum. Question is, will it matter? Because they're playing against a good team. A double save, but I think it's an own goal. Look at them, both defenders going up for this. I think one saved it, an own goal by the other. And I don't think Nugget was involved there, so I'm gonna put the blame elsewhere now. And lateral touch here, start leaving that one. Jones with a clearance, not too threatening, however. Ends up just giving it away. And another giveaway here. Both teams kind of panicking at the start of this tournament. Matrix leaving that one for Nugget, and suddenly blocked. Matrix only one back, but no boost to his name. A pass midfield. Nugget tracking back very well here. Jones mechanically just completely inept in that scenario. Ends up flipping away from the play. Ball mid, cleared by Yabo Jones. Hexane's unable to make his touch effective, but Matrix with a very dangerous touch here. They've got free in the air and nobody back either. Just complete collapse yet again from Spectrum. The clearance, non-existent, just like their defense. And Slough, they get a comfy 2-0 lead. Nugget, actually mechanically almost gets it over the last man. And Spectrum, again they look to threaten, and that seems to be consistently the case here. So offensively, they've actually looked somewhat impressive. They've looked capable of definitely scoring. They haven't really done too much, and whenever they've been in defense, in awkward situations, they haven't dealt with it well whatsoever. Kieran's coming out, Hexanes getting a lateral touch, a whiff coming out from Timmins. Star, backflip clearance, miss by Nuggets. Only one defender back here. Star takes his time, so defender's able to track back here, but you know, you gotta give some credit here to Star, because he doesn't really have to score. At the end of the day, you got a 2-0 lead. You don't have to commit to that play. So Slough in a controlled position. Your ball in a dangerous area here, but Star only one there in offense, putting the ball in a dangerous area, but neither Hexanes or Timmins in offense to try to score. Nugget almost going for a low 50 bar there, but no real contact from the opposition. Timmins getting an area, almost on target, saved by Jones. Here again, Star trying to mount more pressure here. Ball into the midfield, should be scored, but almost just slightly wide. Defenders were jumping out, so could have been saved either way. Matrix going for a 50 here, does so. Getting it in a dangerous area. Matrix, again, looking very dangerous in this first series in offense. They seem to be missing a key component. No real cohesion, their defense not connected enough with their offense. Timmins getting some dangerous touches here. No real commitment coming out from Slough. They realise they're in a control position. But if they keep faking these balls, eventually Spectre will catch on. Slough acquiring some variety here. Shot clearly wide here, but the follow-up very well done by Hexanes, and that's now 3. And Sal, you gotta give it to them. They're definitely improved since game 1, and that's another goal. You're going towards Star now. Definitely improved since game 1. Slough looked very shaky in that first game, but definitely improved things up a little bit, patched things up, as they're getting more and more ready for the occasion. Spectrum, on the other hand, they want to prove their worth at least in this series. You know, like, not gonna lie, nobody was gonna predict them to win this series, and they almost kind of looked like they could have in that first game. But now they've definitely been put in a tough spot, and now it's all about, can they take a game? And if they take a game, then maybe they can do more there. But for now, it'll just be a case of, you know, get some momentum going into next game, and then try the best you can to get some confidence to take a game. And Slough, they would have been worried after that first game. But as we said, you know, if the next game is completely fine, then no real worries to speak of. Good pinch attempt there by Spectrum, together with Timmins there, of course. Holy pro, honestly. But there we go. Slough Imperial, one game away from taking the series. Oh, I can't switch again. I readied up too quick. I can't switch the map. I'm done. Alright, we get game 3 underway. Awkward touch there from Jones. Nugget in the midfield. Trying to get it in the opposing corner here. Complete miscommunication between Jones and Matrix. Both clearly saw each other, but nobody really lifting their pressure off the ball. So Spectrum clearly having some issues right now internally. Ball again in dangerous area into the midfield, but Jones first to it. I'm trying to pre-jump that challenge. A bit uncharacteristic of him, but I appreciate the switch up. Jones trying to push this in the midfield. Met by 2 players of Slough Imperial. Pass off the Matrix, but wasn't quite direct enough. Here, almost a fake from Jones, but nobody was there, so would have definitely been better to hit that one. And that's what I'm trying to figure out here, is trying to figure out these offensive plays from Spectrum, but I just can't quite get the idea behind it. And they definitely have to figure things out if they want to be able to take series in this tournament. Again, big clears from Jones, able to follow it up, but good touch from Hexane. Star alone in defense there, pushing it to the side. Timmins perfectly in position, unable to do too much. Jones trying to get control position, able to get one committed, but the other one getting a very good clearance there onto the orange half. Been a very quiet game 1 so far, but a good pass here down the midfield, and Nugget, he will capitalize. He's not played the greatest this series, but when you get a pass like that from Matrix, you know, not too much you have to do. And Nugget made sure not to choke, and will give his team the 1-0 lead in game number 3. Some hope here for Spectrum, and they've needed it, because they've actually looked not that bad, you know, when you look at what they can do. They've actually produced. It's not been the greatest, but you can definitely see that there's some openings here that they can capitalize on, and you can see the skill sets that they're able to make more use of if they put it in the right direction. Good pass here from Jones off to Nugget. Big clearance. Tim into a bit of an awkward spot. Nugget first to that one. Good pass here, Jones. Is he up for that one first? Yes, he was, but a good save from Star. Double commit coming out from Slough. Jones trying to apply more pressure there, but a little bit too awkward of an area to really make it effective. Like here, trying to really get onto his own here, or evolve into his own. Trying to become and make more mechanical plays. I think is the right thing to do here. So much free space given, the shot wide. Spectrum getting away with one there. Slough Imperial definitely should have capitalized on the opportunity. Nugget pushing into his own backboard. Down the midfield, nobody from not Slough, from Spectrum there. So it could have been another good opportunity here from Slough, but they've just not really connected here in offense. They've really relied on a lot of mistakes coming out from Spectrum to get their goals. And they have made many in this game as well, but Slough just not having the same amount of clean opportunities that they did previously. And they'll be asked more questions offensively. A good pass there, but just slightly off the mark from Star yet again. I need to get some water, like ASAP, not gonna lie. Because my throat is feeling pretty sore. Dodgy from I'm not sure who it was actually. I think it was Hexane's off the star, but again just the defense holding strong here from Spectrum. Matrix is trying to be annoying, unable to really do so. Spectrum almost overstretched there. Good clearance coming out from Spectrum. Only 30 seconds now to hold on. Another clearance from Matrix essentially, but they're definitely wasting their possession here, Spectrum. They're gonna make sure they're not just holding on, they're actually controlling the game. Here an awkward touch from Timmons onto his own corner. Now 5 seconds remaining. Matrix, Nugget, Jones, can they take a game off of Slough? Ball stays up in the air. Star right there. He plays it really, really slow. And due to him playing it that slow, Spectrum able to take a game. And you got to say, potential for an upset. Definitely. Definitely, definitely. I've got some DMs. Somebody talking about a disconnect, but, you know, not really much I can do here. Let's go on to DFH Stadium. Alright, game 4 underway. Spectrum. No, they didn't look that good last game, but they were better than Slough. Opening a window of opportunity here. Double demo. Bo Jones getting a demo as well as Hexanes. Shot a little bit too high. Crossbar and down, but and up it goes again. Good block from Nugget there from the touch from Star. Goes on to the backboard again. Jones in position to get it down to the midfield. Hexane's way too high. Counter attack here from Matrix, unable to make it count. As now Nugget try to get a touch to Matrix, just try to get a non-committed touch as possible essentially. Matrix here going for the double tap, not quite getting the read. Shot comes out from Jones, and the power came through as well. As Jones getting Spectrum up by 1 in game number 4. DFH Stadium proving to be a tough test here for Slough Imperial against Spectrum. Your big whiff coming out. Hexanes unable to really get in the midfield. It's a quick challenge came through. Again, Matrix going really high, and these high touches are actually really catching Slough off guard from Matrix. Nugget and Jones were really getting some good opportunities here. Here another one. Matrix realizing he had to at least beat his man. Didn't get a good shot off, but able to get it in dangerous areas. Or Spectrum. Timmons trying to push this downfield. Nugget in an awkward spot will just try to go for the 50. That's so very, very well. 20 boost now to his name. But to get a good 50 yet again. Whiff come out from Star again. The shot comes through. No, saved by Timmons. Whiff coming out as well. In actuality, from Matrix. Not shot. Yeah, the no block there coming in the midfield, and Hexanes. He will tie things up. Slough able to get a bit of relief there, as I'm sure they were stressing after they went 1-0 down against Spectrum in game number 4. So it's not like Spectrum haven't taken a game, they have taken a game. And they're getting decent opportunity here and actually look like they could take it to game 5. Timmins here, just marginally, just barely beating Matrix there, but just nobody really getting in control here. Both teams scrambling about pretty much for the whole series. Free shot attempt here, good save by Matrix, and if you just kind of upgrade the creativity of offensive play, I'm sure both teams would be able to break each other down much easier. Especially I'm looking at Slough. So here with a decent shot, Nugget just pre-flips into it. A great save by him. Nugget really stepping it up ever since game 1. He's stepped up his levels, being a key component of the side, making this close. Big clearance here, met by Hexanes on the blue half. Good 50 by Nugget. Timmins bangs this over yet again. Definitely has been a very boomer ball type series so far from both sides. And especially from Spectrum, you got to say the amount of clearances coming in through the midfield met by an opposing striker that just isn't capitalized on is definitely insane. Slough having, you know, you would say probably the majority of opportunities, and they should be scoring a lot more from the defensive mistakes coming out from Spectrum, but they haven't. And in return, Spectrum actually been quite effective in offense. A good clearance, and that should be completely open. Hexanes pounces on the vacant lot left by Spectrum. Matrix not quite getting control of that ball the way he wanted to. 40 seconds remaining here. Slough from winning the game, if they keep it on the same scoreline, winning the series rather. Okay, getting it past one. Jones unable to get there in time to beat another man. Shot coming through from Matrix, definitely threatening off the backboard. Nobody quite there in time. Good challenge from Nugget, but again, just not quite on target. 20 seconds remaining now. Backpass from Jones, but the shot not quite good enough from Nuggets. Big clearance from Matrix, and no defense! On the other side, another vacant lot. All he pushed up too far upfield was Hexanes, was going for the corner boost. And you can't blame Mason there either. Hexanes going for the corner boost, thinking the teammate was there perfectly in position, but no, his services were required as his team was pushed up too far. Almost there in the last 2 seconds. Another opportunity for Spectrum as they keep it up. Timmins choking completely, whiffing another one there. Slough Imperial, so much pressure on them as they're actually in a position where they could be upset by the lowest seeded team in the tournament. Your shot attempt again. Timmins, he's been choking almost the entire series. He had an impressive game earlier on, but it's not been consistent whatsoever. Keep in mind, 2/3 of the roster that choked in the Titans 3 Apprentice Tier. And it looks like they're kind of replicating it so far. To be fair to them, they had a complete opposite performance in the tryhard games, where they made a giant losers bracket run all the way into the grand final. But which occurrence will be remade here in this event, we'll find out in the next day or two. But so far, in a tough spot here against Spectrum. 1 minute into overtime now in game 4. Spectrum trying to get to Champions Field. Slough trying to close out the series. Slough, they've not really had the best defensive efforts. They've had a lot of mistakes to try to pounce on, but in return they've made a lot themselves now. Your Jones, if he got a good shot there, definitely would have challenged the defense a lot. Timmins trying to push it downfield with no boost to his name. No 50 there coming out from him. Big clearance from Matrix, but met by Hexanes. Matrix with an awkward touch straight up, but Jones first to that one. Will progress the field downfield rather. Good shot from Nugget, saved by Timmins. Clearance from Star, getting a 50 there as well. A bump out the opposition there, very well done by the Welsh representative in this tournament. Matrix, downfield. First to the ball was Xanes, but no real insight to where he was putting it, ended up just giving it away. And that might just be due to the whole team not quite being willing to commit. Reluctancy might be plaguing them, and Jones able to get the overtime goal, and Champions Field is upon us. You're not blind here, guys. We're going to Game 5. Slough Imperial, the #1 seed, the favorite to win the tournament, going to Game 5 against Spectrum. You know, you look at Sweaty Tryhards, you say, obviously Jones, worst player on the roster by far. Matrix won the amateur tier last time, but clearly is on the bottom end of this tier. Clearly, Nugget, biggest choker in the last tournament. You know, a big reason why PWS didn't do well in the last tournament. And have all come together. Going to game number 5 against Slough Imperial. But who will win? For Slough Imperial, no matter how you finish the series, if they win, generally speaking, it's still a disappointment. But if they win here, at least they have a chance to improve themselves in the next series. A lot of good efforts here, but none on target for Slough Imperial. A good passing play, shot a bit too high, another shot coming through way too high. A pass now onto the backboard. Timmins, not enough boost to double tap this one. An overcommit as well. Spectrum, an opening of opportunity coming out. Star, if he had got a good challenge there, just over the defender, possibly could have scored as well. Both teams looking like they could definitely take this Game 5. A lot of pressure, so much pressure on Slough here. But Spectrum, they're not playing this series anymore with just, oh, we're just practicing, showing what we have, and proving ourselves. Now actually have a shot of winning the series, so more pressure coming on to both teams now. Matrix going for the backboard, doesn't quite have the boost to follow it up. A shot coming through from Nuggets, saved by Hexanes. Cleared out now by Star. Needs some support, but none there. On his own, beats 2. Jones, the last man, able to clear it out, but barely so. Nugget now. There in the midfield, able to get it out eventually. As Slough were pressuring so hard upon the defense of Spectrum. Timmins able to beat 1 in the corner there, but good defense to hold it on. The ball goes by. Here's a good attempt by Matrix there, trying to 50 as close to net as possible in an awkward area. Star demoed out of the way. Good demo from Jones. Nugget with a solo effort here, unable to really get control as a giant clearance comes out from Hexanes. Now, big clearance from Hexanes onto the opposing backboard. Both teams not quite willing to commit, but I think the one team that is more likely to commit here is Spectrum. But who will that profit? We'll see very soon. Half of the way done in Game 1. No goals as of yet. Pass from Jones off to Nugget. 50's it behind. Matrix there. Clanging shot here. Double commit coming out from Spectrum. Does not matter. Another clearance coming out from Timmins. Able to follow up his own clearance. Pass to the midfield. Shot coming through, and Hexanes able to get the lead. Spectrum, what is your answer? In a tough spot they are, as Slough Imperial able to get themselves together. Nugget with a pass downfield, but a miss from Jones. A miss from Hexanes in the midfield. A shot coming through. Bumped as well. Jones taking the defense completely out of the picture. And Matrix with the gaping open net. And capitalizes as well. This series is not done. Spectrum, they're still in it. They're in some start. Nugget in position. Instantly shadowing there. You see a bit of reluctancy now coming out from Spectrum, but we'll see whether that comes back to bite him or not. Jones has been very, very, very good at just disrupting the opposition. Demoing, bumping, ball chasing in awkward areas. Ball chasing, you know, in the way he does, sometimes can make himself completely ineffective, but sometimes when the opposing team wants to make a calculated play, it can just irritate him enough to stop and really slow down their plays. Ball into the corner. Star here first to that one. Matrix unable to get a touch. Bar down and out. Another shot comes through from Timmins, but saved by Jones. X-Ames with the clearance, or a shot rather, but wasn't really impressive, so it didn't really look like one. Good 50 here, almost. Being threatening there, close to the blue net. Big clearance, almost going straight to Matrix. If he had dunked that one, would have been goal of the year. A bit of shadowing coming from Nugget in an awkward area. Jones able to bail out his teammate, Timmins. Now just trying to get a 50, but goes all the way down to the blue half. Star trying to get this to midfield. Nugget able to just about follow up his own touch, but Nugget is definitely cutting it close, and eventually the shot comes in. A bar down from Timmins. Slough Imperial, they take the lead. Nugget completely bumped off there. Star tries to clear, but low boost here for Slough. A pass completely mismanaged by your boy Jones. Ball to the backboard. Dangerous here. Your boy Jones trying to push it on the other end. Complete commit from all three players of Spectrum, and Nugget can only give it away. Another shot comes through. Double commit. 1 second remaining. Spectrum can't get a hold of the ball, and Slough, they clear it out. And it's a tight one, but it was a Game 5 victory for Slough Imperial. And I have to say for Spectrum, they have to look at this in the best light possible, because they made it so close, and a lot of credit has to be given to them. But at the end of the day, their aim was to impress in the lower bracket. Their upper bracket run has ended, but as we can see, they have a lot to offer, and it would be a shame to see them downgrade in the lower bracket. So we hope to see a mental comeback coming out from Spectrum after that ever so impressive upper bracket performance against Slough here. But Slough, the definite deserved winners here, and we'll see whether they can improve going to the next series. But until then, we'll be going to a short VR back screen, and hopefully we'll see you there.
You paint a picture in my mind. skin. How could love wear so thin? I'm sinking in the hollow ground. Nothing can stop me wanting you somehow. I won't let it die. I can feel you when you're not around. When the night gets cold, I won't be alone. We won't be I won't let it die. I can feel you when you're not around. When the night gets cold, we won't be alone.
I don't understand it. This wasn't the plan. Don't wanna demand it. I've done what I can. And I never mentioned the times you were rude. And I never mentioned when you heard the truth. Scared to lose it all. I will stand a chance. And I don't wanna fake it. What if I can't walk away? You got me saying away. Hoping I don't make the same mistake. Same mistake. Hoping I don't make the same mistake. I don't like to leave things unresolved. Maybe it's madness. I'm begging you, please pick up the call. You're causing me damage. I should've known wasn't your fault. Don't even matter. I wasn't thinking clear, trying to take it there. Scared to lose it all. I won't stand a chance. And I don't wanna fake it. What if I can't walk away? You got me standing in the rain. Hoping I don't make the same mistake. Same mistake.
time on my own. All the places you said we go. All this pain fills with.
We have returned here on the mainstream for the Apprentice Tier, following the winner of our previous round here, Slough Imperial, facing off against Team Serene. Naginata is the version of this Team Serene roster, that's their name. Slough Imperial definitely underperforming in their first series. With a very tight one against Spectrum, who, to be fair to them, they did play pretty well, but you know, the levels are gonna go up a bit this series, as they're facing off Team Serene, Hexos, Logic, and Chris. I'm gonna start game 1 in Beckwith Park, and that is just a kickoff goal. That is just a kickoff goal. Just a complete lack of focus here. You can blame 2 defenders for that. Both the person cheating up and the guy going for the corner boost for letting that one in, pretty much, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too sure though. You can definitely blame someone. And just another goal instantly. Slough Imperial just starting off really, really well here. Timmins getting a pass off to the backboard, and Hexane's in perfect position there to convert in the midfield. Things start off well here for Slough Imperial. Chris able to get this off to the backboard. Start defense there, able to get a good 50. Tim is there, unable to really get half a touch there. Everything remains in control here. Chris, good 50 there and off to the midfield. Logic not quite able to get there in time before the 50 came through. Here, Dutch clear shot there, but it's just a complete whiff from, I believe it was Logic from Team Serene. No contact made from Team Serene. That effort will just be completely wasted. Slough Imperial already looking so much better than what they were in previous series. Team Serene, on the other hand, they're making a lot of defensive mistakes here so far. Not really been in offense that often, but the one time they were, they had a complete whiff as well. Team Serene having a tough time here early on. Double commit coming up from Slough. With Star able to get him upfield 50. Double commit coming out from Team Serene as well. And Team Serene, they just cannot get comfortable whatsoever in game number 1. Good touch off to the corner here. Shot from Chris, but didn't quite get the power. Another double commit coming out from Team Serene. A little bit hectic here in game number 1 for Team Serene, to say the least. Got shot here by Chris, but again, a good save by Timmins. Completely in control are Slough Imperial. Good touch there by Star, getting it over 1. Big clanging hit by a complete pre-jump from Hexades. The classic. Bit of space here, Hexades. A bit too fast there. That's half the way done. Another clearance coming through. Chris unable to really get it in the position he wanted to. Able to get it past 1, but eventually the second man comes in. And no real offensive threat coming out from Team Serene. Another shot coming through, but incredibly wide from Team Serene. They just can't make anything work so far. Just whenever they've had an opportunity in offense, it's not really worked out. In defense, and not really looked comfortable either. Team Serene, just a complete lackluster performance from them in game number 1. My voice is definitely dying, by the way. I don't know what it is. Whenever I start, the moment I started casting, it's already finished. My voice is already finished. But it is what it is, I suppose. Alright, sorry, no, that was just a bit interesting. I wasn't sure what was happening there. But I think we can call that a defensive mistake here from Slough Imperial. Another commitment, to say the least, and a pretty open net for Team Serene. So they do actually still have a chance here. It was one giant mistake coming out from Slough Imperial. I have gotten them this opportunity to tie things up. A good ball onto the backboard, but Timmins with an important save. Always knowing where to be whenever the shot comes in is Timmins. Not too ideal there. The Clang trying to, I don't know, hit it hard supposedly to make it over the defense, but ultimately just passing it straight to the defense of Slough. Chris, very awkward touch there, but no, actually good pass over to Hexos. I take it back. Star, decent shot there. Save coming through just about. Another shot coming through. Another save coming through from Team Serene. Just about holding on. 17 seconds left. I only need one opportunity. A big clanging hit from Timmins, and it will be hard to defend. That will be the dagger. Slough Imperial. Pretty comfortable position here for game number 1. Calculated flick from Timmins. Off to the backboard he goes, and that is game. Game 1 with a moment of panic. A moment of panic for Slough Imperial, but it was just the one big mistake for them. Other than that, a very comfortable game 1 here for Slough Imperial, and looking like they have a lot less to worry about after that first series. Alright, game number 2 over to Sovereign Heights. Very aesthetic map, of course. Good kickoff here by Chris. Follow up by Logic. Coming out with a G2 decal. I can appreciate that. Midfield pass from Hexanes here, almost finished by Timmins, but a good stop from Hexos. Logic trying to clear, but low boost here will have a lot of trouble doing so. Timmins over to the backboard, nobody quite there in the midfield, so it'll be a little bit hopeless of an effort. Double commit coming out from Slough here in offense. Tim's only one back, but very comfortably clears the ball here, and it might just be in a dangerous spot here as well. Shoots the ball, and it will be on target. Logic unable to stop the shot from coming through, and pretty much 40 seconds in here, an early lead in favor of Slough Imperial. Chris has disconnected. Alright. Remaking. Remaking in 1 minute. Instructions will follow. Let me know when he is back. Okay, so let's just check this out, shall we? Do I not have a replay of that? I guess I don't. Okay, I'll look at the stream replay then. Twitch.tv/Cyb. /videos. Can I make it so that this VOD is published or something? Creator, video producer, there we go. I'm gonna check when the disconnect happens. Do you know? Does anyone know when the exact disconnect happened? I don't think I can check my VOD until after I finish the stream. We'll just do it at 4 or 5. We'll Alright. We will be remaking the lobby in 3 minutes. We'll be keeping the series score 1-0 obviously. And we'll let the game run until 4 minutes 5, with nobody really doing anything. And at that moment, Slough score to make it 1-0, and then game 2 continues as normal. Alright. Oh, it seems like they're ready. Put myself in borderless. Alright, so that takes out their pause as well. They've had one disconnect now, and they get a they've used up their one pause as well, which has been made clear to the players. Letting time run until 4:05, and then Slough just score there to continue with their 1-0 lead, which they earned in game 2. That's what we'll do. Let me just check whether the series score and everything is correct on screen. Yes, it is, completely fine. So there we go. Let's, in the meantime, check the other results in the tournaments. Wizards on Wheels seem to have won 3-1 against Next Start Gaming. And Lobovy has yet again misspelt a team name, not unusual. And then Renewal Aqua are taking on Wizards on Wheels in the other semi. There we go. Now we're all the way back to normal. Game 2 shall continue as normal. Right, Team Serene. Can they come back now? They faced a lot of pressure here so far in this series. But they've had a bit of a break here. They've had a pause to recover, so momentum might be switched now. Shot coming through from Timmins. Good save by Hexos. Going on his own here. Looking pretty mechanically capable here. Shot coming through, but Logic puts it a bit too high. Defense comes through as well for Slough Imperial. Hexos, only one there. Poor touch here. Shot coming through from both Timmins and Star. And Star will be given the goal. But interesting double commit coming up from them. But that won't matter to them. Because they have been given their second goal. Game number 2. Shot coming through from Logic, and there we go. Team Serene finally actually mounting that pressure and getting a goal they so much deserve. Double commit coming out from Slough on the other end, however. So Slough, lack of focus, perhaps. Shot come through from Timmins, and now another goal coming through for Slough. A lot of goals early on here in game number 2 from the restart. Good 50 from Star, setting up his teammate well, but no real reception there. No response from Team Serene. Nobody in position from Team Serene. Timmins, decent bump attempt there, but somehow not touching the opposition. Big clearance here, almost able there to get the defense off guard there, catch them off guard, but clanging hit was not hard enough from Timmins. Get it the whole way. Bit of a pre-jump challenge there, pretty much. Pre-flip, pre-jump. We'll just about get a touch here. Dangerous attempt here from Team Serene. They almost own goal here, but Timmins trying to pinch it into the midfield, but no connection with the ball. There are a bit of an overcommit here from Hexanes, an overcommit from Star as well. Look at that. Timmins tried to pinch it mid. Hexanes had no real business trying to pinch that one mid. Because even if Star commits, if he gets beaten there, it's an open net for the opposition. And, you know, not an ideal hit comes out when Hexanes went for the ball. And to nobody's surprise, Star gets beaten afterwards. And then there's an open goal. Well, that's not the surprise. The not surprise is the ball going in if there was an overcommit. A good demo here from Timmins. I'm not sure why he pushed that into the corner. Had a free ball for Star, but you know, kind of defeats the purpose of demoing the guy there. But and a top corner shot from Hexodes, and just like that, we're tied up. And Slough Imperial, they really deserve to be tied here, as they've lost their mojo a little bit. You know, they got a couple early goals here after the pause, but, you know, other than that, it's been pretty lackluster in defense and the communication for what it seems like. A dribble attempt here from Hexanes, almost able to double tap it as well off the backboard. Good clearance here, Star, unable to make a connection. Hexos pushes it onto his own backboard, shot way too high. Good 50 from Logic, pushing it downfield. Timmins almost getting bumped there, but Chris just inches away from doing so. Ball into the backboard. Is there anyone there in the midfield? There is, but Chris just about gets it away from danger. A bump attempt coming through, but Timmins 1v2s the offense from Team Serene. And a big clearance coming out to try to save them a bit of time to get some boost here. Some Slough. Star, bit of a hard touch there, just pushing the ball way too far, giving away possession. And he tried to control it as well, just couldn't quite mechanically get it right. Clearance here over to Timmins. Can get another touch here, but can try to get a 50. Star to the midfield, but nobody quite there. Slough's offense a little bit less effective than previously in this series. Hexos, definitely the mechanical standout here on Team Serene. Hexane's doing well to beat his man there in defense. A couple of questions asked for the defense here of Slough Imperial. They've gotten themselves a bit together ever since getting this to a tie game with Team Serene. Big clearance from Star here. Good clearance from Chris on the other side. Oh, in a dangerous position here. Can anyone really do anything here? Good shot. No, it won't be as it hits the ground. And we'll be going to overtime. Whiff coming out, potentially was a bump attempt. Too short. Neither ended up being effective. Pass down mid from Hexanes. Timmins there to shoot. Is he able to make it count? No, he can't. As it's slightly too wide. The ball chase pass into the midfield. Timmins potentially wasn't expecting the positioning, resulting in a pass from Hexanes, and wasn't quite in the right position. He had to adjust himself a bit to try to get it on target, but he wasn't able to do so properly. But definitely a good attempt there from Slough Imperial. A good pass, a good shot, but just a little bit too wide. And now Team Serene, actually no boost there from Hexos, unable to really continue it downfield, but Chris eventually, no, big challenge coming out from Star. A whiff coming out from Hexanes, but no reception in the midfield. We'll leave Slough in safe hands for now. Big clinch from Timmins. Chris has to touch it to the side. Looked a little bit awkward there, but just about able to do so. Hexos not the best position to try to air this one. Teammates might be in top spot, but nobody quite in the midfield for Slough. Who just add some pressure. Hexos with a big clearance. Double commit coming out from the side of Slough in overtime when communication is most crucial. whiff from Team Serene. Double commit again from Hexanes and Star. Slough potentially feeling the pressure a little bit here. Making a lot of mistakes here. Another double commit, a shot wide again from Slough. Just complete collapse of the roster. They're still in it. Shot comes through. Can they save it? No, they can't, but it's slightly wide, so it'll be saved by the post, the fourth defender. Working in favor of Slough Imperial. A giant clearance here from Timmins. Chris. But the control, but good challenge here from Hexanes. Down to the midfield and a big clanging clear from Team Serene. Double commit a little bit here, coming out from Team Serene on offense, ending up giving the ball away in desperation. Here now, 3 minutes into overtime. Timmins trying to get this into midfield. Gets one bump, but ultimately unable to make an effective play. Hexanes able to get it over to Star. Awkward here on the backboard, unable to get the play he wanted either. Hexanes, lackluster shot here, a very poor touch, and it will be an open net, essentially, as the back pass comes in, if you will. The bump comes in from Chris, Hexos passing it back to Hexanes, who shoots it into the bottom corner, and that will be a gifted win in Game 2 in favor of Slough Imperial. And this time I shall remember to put it to Neo Tokyo. Oh, my voice is just completely dead. I don't know why. Has upset me slightly. Oh well. What can you do? Alright, regardless, we're going to game number 3 in Neo Tokyo. Early attempt here from Team Serene, but end up going to the corner. Shot here from Logic way too high. As Hexanes deals with it just fine. Rest with a poor touch there. Timmins. Another shot. Shot accuracy has not been great for Timmins so far in this tournament. Come out clutch in a few moments, but overall, Slough Imperial definitely have another gear to reach here. Good shot from Timmins! He shuts me up as he gets the first goal in game number 3. Great play there from Slough Imperial, applying so much pressure. And nothing Team Serene could do. Chris here with a bit of poor touch, the clearance down the midfield, straight into the opponents here. Timmins with a very far upfield challenge, probably didn't have to. Teammate couldn't really commit to that properly, so even better to play a more reluctant style there. A good pass here. Star doesn't even have to touch it, as Hexanes will be credited with the goal. Just had to clear it downfield, and no defense from Team Serene. I think there might have been a bump coming out from Slough there as well, so some props has to be given to Slough as well for that. A kickoff should have been a goal. Logic puts it way too high, and Hexo's on the rebound eventually. Unable to get it on target either. Team Serene. It's just been nothing like clinical whatsoever. Whatever the opposite of that is. Profligate? They've been profligate. Is that a word? Is that the opposite of that? Timmins actually able to get it to the backboard. A redirect coming out from Hexanes, but wasn't able to quite get it on target. A couple good attempts coming out though. Good demo here. Timmins didn't quite have the angle to get it on targets. Chris now on the counter attack. To get one demo. A bit of Bit of a boost deal as well. Axo's the clearance, not quite threatening on his own. Teammates are pushing. Again, another backward touch here. Double commit from Slough. We've seen oh so many from them, especially around the backboard. I think it's definitely been a case of on defense. Star and Timmins seem to double commit a little bit more from what I've seen. Maybe I've not looked at it correctly. And anywhere but defense, it's more Hexanes and Star that seem to double commit. So clearly the consistent factor is Star, just clearly. Though I might have been looking wrong here. Good 50 from Star, and that's a straight in. An upfield challenge from Star. It goes straight up vertically and ends up going in the back of the net. Well, I guess it's Rocket League, so you don't actually end up putting the ball in the back of the net. Explodes when entering the net completely. Yeah, good pass here from Hexanes all to Timmins. Not quite able to get it on target. Was a bit of an acute angle, to be fair to him. Start. Gotta follow this one up, progressing the play downfield. To get boost steal as well. So the early challenge is the defense eventually. Timmins rotates in. Now, a minute and 40 left, and Team Serene, they're facing defeat here, as they have to get another 3 goals to tie things up to not get eliminated. And even then, they have to get that winning goal as well. They don't want to have a lot of time to tie things up either. Well, Demo's coming here. Timmins, can he beat the last man? He can't quite get it on target. Shot coming through eventually, way too wide. The defense completely in shock as well. Chris, I put this in the midfield, wasn't quite able to get that 50 he wanted. Logic, pushes to the backboard, but again, ineffective. Giant clearance here from Logic, but that looks like just not threatening enough here. As Slough Imperial, it looks like they're taking the series 3-1. To be fair to them, they've been very, very good. I mean, they've had some mistakes, clearly, don't get me wrong, but they haven't really had to play that well either. And definitely an improvement on their first series. Looking a lot more comfortable here in a winners round 2. You could also call it winners semi-final here. That would have been a really good opportunity for Team Serene, as the defense from South Imperial was in complete shambles, but didn't end up mattering here. 3-0 victory for South Imperial in Game 4. I'll give them the 3... is it 3-0 here? Is this series 3-0? Yeah, it will be 3-0, yeah. The 3-0 sweep here from South Imperial. Time is just ticking down as the players seem to be wanting to keep the ball up, which is respectable. Oh, just double commit, of course, to push it away onto the ground eventually. GG's, that will be that series done. South Imperial progressing to the winners final, which gives them a guaranteed top 3 finish, but they'll be looking for more. You might be going into today thinking, oh, we at least want to make day through in 2, and they have done that, but they can definitely go the extra way, the extra steps, to try to make it to the grand final, potentially win the entire thing as well, considering they are the #1 seed, so that will be their ultimate expectation. Team Serene going over to the green side of the bracket, if you will. Exclamation bracket if you want to see that one. If you want to see more details on that. Team Serene, they'll be playing either Renewal Bosch or Next Start Gaming. Spectrum have swept Team Ether, guys. There we go, Spectrum. They looked good in the upper bracket and have continued to look good in the losers bracket as well. Spectrum, they are not done. Now we're playing against the loser of a new Renewal Aqua and Wizards on Wheels as well. Next Start Gaming, 3-1 win over Renewal Bosch, so they'll be playing Team Serene over on Blakios' Twitch stream. Thank you to Team Ether, or Aether, as well as Renewal Bosch for competing today. They will be eliminated in round 1. There we go. But in the meantime, we're going to be ending my stream since we don't have any more series to cast on this stream. But the lower bracket will be going on, so there's one more series, one more round that we'll be playing in before the tournament ends for today. Obviously tomorrow we will be returning same time, but until then, you know, I would suggest to watch Rackham's stream here. I think Blakeo's series should be starting earlier, but I'm particularly intrigued in how Spectre will do, considering their performance against Slough earlier on. Interested to see whether they can make it all the way to top 4. That would be such a great performance from them. But yeah, you'll only be able to find out there, so we'll probably be raiding there. We'll raid there, yeah, Rackham. Jeremy Walker is his Switch stream. We'll be raiding over there, so please do go over there. In the meantime, I will be ending stream. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow and currently in the other streams that are still going on. And yeah, I'll catch you later.
You paint a picture in my mind.
this wasn't the plan. Don't wanna demand it, I've done what I can. And I never mentioned the times you were rude. And I never mentioned when you hid the truth. Scared to lose it all, I will stand a chance. And I don't wanna fake it. What if I can't walk away? Got me saying away, hoping I don't make the same mistake. Same mistake. Hoping I don't make the same mistake. I don't like to leave things unresolved. Maybe it's madness. I'm begging you, please pick up the call. You're causing me damage. I should've known wasn't your fault. Don't even matter. I wasn't thinking clear, trying to take it there. Scared to lose it all, I won't stand a chance. And I don't wanna fake it. What if I can't walk away? You got me standing in the rain, hoping I don't make the same mistake. Same mistake. Hoping I don't make the same mistake. I'm just standing in the rain, hoping I don't make the same mistake.
Wasting time on my own. All the places you said we go. All this pain feels within. Footsteps fade, what could have been? Finally I feel more free. The end of you and me. Let it go, let it be. My heart belongs to me. My heart belongs to me. You're never gonna let me go, and I will never let you go. And now I'm feeling stronger, feeling stronger. You're never gonna let me go, and I will never let you go. And now I'm feeling You're never gonna let me go, and I will never let you go. And now I'm feeling stronger, feeling stronger. You're never gonna let me go, and I will never let you go. And now I'm feeling stronger, feeling stronger.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.